eggnog espresso, like 32 ounces. It's awesome. Dude, this is their view. Holy shit. Talking with the owners, how they moved out here and everything. Apparently this used to be a junkyard. And they spent a year cleaning it up, building their business. Now it's valued. I think they paid, I'm not going to talk about what they paid. Just, come on. Seriously? Fuck. So Debbie is, well, Rocco's Diner is closing. I'm not sure how much details I should give out here. So she renews a lease. She's not the property owner, she's the business owner. The property owner is sort of a slumlord in the North Bend area, and he has been for a long time. He's known for that. But he has decided not to renew her, I guess it's a yearly lease, and it is instead leasing the property to a different guy who has a different business vision. So I've helped Debbie post a lot of her stuff up on Craigslist so she can try to make some of the money back on this Cadillac things and the Betty Boop doll collection and stuff like that. So she's been emptying it out every day. She's got till September 5th to get it all done and out. Kind of sucks because I wanted to help her with that, but you know, I was so busy. And now that I'm finally starting to get a little bit of free time, and I don't know what that means for me, because just a week or two prior, me and her had talked about she was in a year or two thinking about retiring and selling her business, and there's some property development going on in the area, and she was thinking about just selling it to them, to the developers, for whatever, and then moving herself out to a place called Ocean Shores. I don't know what it's at. So I don't know if that her getting kind of pushed out of the business after 20 plus years, if that's I don't know what that means for me. If she's gonna just retire early as a result of this and just kind of say goodbye to the area, or if she's going to stick it out or whatever. Because the guy who's the incoming guy, he's given her 10 grand, which is cool because he didn't have to do that. And he's offered to let her be the morning head cook, to kind of like carry over the business or whatever, keep her clientele coming in as he makes the changes and stuff. So I mean, that part's cool. You didn't have to do any of that, so that could be good for her and keep her in the area, which would be good for me because then I can stay where I just moved to. So I don't know what it means for me. It's sad that the business is going to go away, but such is life, I guess. I've been looking around at backup options. Have you even thought about just fucking moving into the Edgewick? Because I stayed there and it was fine when I first got started, but I don't know if they have monthly rates. There's some RVs around here. Like I just passed one that's $8,000. It's pretty decent size. It's an older model. And I don't have a full $8,000 yet. And I'm not going to try to do payments or anything like that. So, I don't know. I don't know what it means for me. Just kind of more bad news. Look how fucking close they fly to like the tops of the buildings and shit when they're coming in for a landing. That shit is cray cray. Sorry if it's dark, I'm sitting in traffic. So I've been getting these Facebook posts about this, not really the New York Times article itself, but articles written about the New York Times article, or it's mostly people who don't work at Amazon talking about how horrible Amazon is. So as someone who actually works for Amazon, I'm just going to tell you that I've never seen any of that. Like, I showed up here at Amazon Corporate, and I did this a couple years ago because every year one of these things comes out, and then people get in this uproar, and they're pushing some narrative, and it kind of falls away because reality asserts itself at some point. Right now, they're pushing a fiction, and it's not going to last because it never does. You can't push a fiction like that and then routinely have Amazon voted as one of the best places to work in America every year. It's just, it doesn't match up, you know. So I've never seen people cry at their desks, and if they did, you know, maybe they shouldn't have tried to step up to the big boy table. Maybe they need to stay at the kids table. But the work pace, that isn't decided by Amazon. Actually, a better way to describe this might be when I had a web page business. So I had a web page business, and I would get calls in the middle of the night if the web server went down or there was something wrong with the web page, because that's what those people were paying me for, customer service. So, and it's been like that at every major company I've worked for. And people were talking about unrealistic expectations. Well, that is how a company works. That's how you get better as a company. That's how you streamline processes. That's how you innovate. If you just ask people to do something that you know they can achieve, then it doesn't really improve anything. The point of a company is to grow the business. How do you grow the business if you're just asking people to do what you already know that they can do? That's stupid. You don't ask a sports star to be like mediocre. You ask the sports star to be the best that they can be. That's all we're doing. And somehow they're the bad guys for it. And guess, if they did do exactly what the New York Times was saying that they should do, like, then the next thing that would happen is customer service rated terrible at Amazon. You know, because somebody wasn't called in the middle of the night to fix the site when it went down, or to fix some tool at a network when it went down, and all these packages were late as a result, and routinely are being late as a result because of, you know, network related issues or mechanical issues or whatever the fuck is going on there. So it's a lose-lose in that category. So I think JBZ, it's my nickname for Jeff Bezos. I like to think if he were a rapper, that would be his rap name, his mic controller name, MC name, JBZ. If JBZ actually paid attention to this nonsense, then Amazon would be a mediocre company, and it would not be the stellar innovator it is right now. And the people who are crying at their desks, maybe they've forgotten that they have free choice in the places that they work, and they're allowed to leave. Like, there was this crazy implication that it was some sort of slave labor, or that they were treated like slave labor, and I'm like, I mean, last time I checked, and I could be wrong, but I don't think slaves were paid. I don't think they got paid vacation. I don't think that they got health benefits or insurance. I don't think that they got compensated for parking fees or I don't think that they got like really high salaries. I don't think that they got stock options for a really high valued stock. I don't think that they were able to play Nerf gun fights at work, or drink at their desk, or have their dog, or play video games, or ping pong, or miniature golf, or anything like that. It's a pretty posh environment. And if you're upset at that kind of an environment at work, that's more of a commentary on you than Amazon. Amazon has gone out of its way to make the working conditions the best it can, because it knows that the job is going to be stressful. That's why you get the amazing paycheck you get at Amazon. You're getting paid to play with the big boys. You're getting paid to be a grown-up now. Do grown-up things. So if you're not ready to be a grown-up, maybe you need to reconsider where you're at in the food chain and maybe look at doing something a little less stressful. You won't get the big boy paycheck, but you also won't be crying at your desk. It has become a pretty funny joke at work, though. We're always like, oh, you gonna cry about it? You gonna cry now? People are like writing in the elevators, days since crying, 0. So that's been pretty fun. It's just sort of ridiculous, but it's gonna pass like every other one that they brought up before has. Just a bunch of people. I said it in 2013, I'll say it again. It's a bunch of people who want to be handed a paycheck instead of earn one.
So many asking those what ifs. What if the car was moving faster? What if the bubble top had been on it? The limousine had no armor when the president was assassinated.